He's an amazing person, really nice guy. But for him and his guys, if you don't say he's the greatest ever, it's like you could commit treason.
Right. You're either for them or against them.
Yeah,
it's like, can I just say you're one of the greatest players of all time?
No, you cannot. You cannot. If you do not say he's the greatest of all time, you're committing treason.
Charles Barkley has officially lit the basketball world on fire. The NBA icon unloaded on LeBron James and the circle of voices that, according to him, has protected his image for more than 2 decades. While countless analysts continue to handle the king with caution, Barkley voiced what many fans have quietly believed for years. He argued that LeBron's legacy has been defended more fiercely than almost anyone else's in sports. This was far more than another heated television debate. It was a Hall of Famer taking direct aim at the system that helped shape LeBron's larger-than-life reputation. Barkley essentially challenged the entire LeBron machine, and anyone still refusing to acknowledge it suddenly found themselves part of the conversation. LeBron, the superstar with 4 NBA championships, just had his career legacy openly challenged by a player who never captured a title but has never hesitated to speak his mind. The internet immediately erupted. Barkley is not looking for LeBron's approval, Rich Paul's influence, or any protection from clutch sports. He is simply saying exactly what he believes. Direct, unapologetic, and completely fearless. Then came the claim that few people around the league would ever publicly discuss. Barkley suggested the NBA's second apron rule was never only about creating competitive balance. In his view, it became a powerful tool designed to prevent LeBron from continuing to reshape franchises the way he had in the past. He argued that Adam Silver and NBA owners eventually grew tired of seeing one superstar hold so much influence, leading them to tighten the rules and limit that kind of control.
Second apron thing is dumb. It's for the owners. The owners to save money, but it's also like not fair. Like the owners can always get their money back. Like players, they can never get that money back. They tricked them because they made it seem like it's going to be parity around the league. Like, oh, every team is going to have stars now because you can't keep a star. And then you look at it, it's like, yeah, but you also can't pay anybody else. But like everybody's gonna get lower contracts now. You're gonna have 2, maybe 3 max players, and everybody else who at once upon a time when people was getting the mid-level exception, getting 14, 15, 20 minutes, you're gonna have like 1 player like that, 1 or 2. It's just not good. Like it took the fun out of basketball.
Think about everything that happened before those new restrictions took effect. LeBron made his move to the Lakers, helped bring Anthony Davis to Los Angeles, pushed for Kawhi Leonard to join the roster, and later backed the blockbuster trade for Russell Westbrook. It looked like he was assembling superstar lineups the way people build dream teams in NBA 2K, and according to Barkley's argument, that was the moment league officials decided enough was enough. Barkley believes those events exposed what was really happening behind the scenes, and now he is pulling back the curtain on a conversation many people avoided for years. Most voices around the NBA stayed silent, but Barkley had no interest in holding back. If you are enjoying this breakdown, make sure to hit the subscribe button because this story is gaining momentum, and the latest reactions are spreading across the basketball world faster than anyone expected.
Who's the greatest and all that between, him and LeBron. And I try to stay away from that, but I will say LeBron has the greatest career.
I say that all the time.
He has the greatest career. But Mike is the best
basketball player ever.
Why a lot of old heads want to dog out LeBron is because they were never as good as he is this late in their career.
Right.
And they want to get on him for that.
Yeah.
LeBron at 22 years in, at 41, 40, whatever he is, and is about ready to be first or second team All NBA.
25, 8, and 8.
As old guys, they were never. Call them all out.
Some of them weren't this good in their prime.
That's the thing.
The Los Angeles Lakers have always been viewed as the crown jewel of NBA history, yet many critics believe LeBron James transformed the franchise into a story centered entirely around his own vision. They point to the blockbuster deal that sent the team's young core away to bring in Anthony Davis, the push to acquire Russell Westbrook, and the coaching change that came after Frank Vogel delivered an NBA championship. Barkley argues that very few players have ever carried that level of influence inside an organization. In his view, LeBron has operated with a voice that reaches far beyond the basketball court. No matter what pieces are placed around him, the demands seem to keep growing. 2 stars are not enough, then 3 stars still leave questions about the supporting cast. Even after winning a championship, attention quickly shifts toward reshaping the roster once again. Barkley believes that what was once called team building has turned into something far more complicated, and according to him, that is where the entire debate takes an even more dramatic turn.
Most of these young punks today, in the public, they never saw Michael Jordan play.
Right.
They never, most of them never saw Kobe play. They definitely didn't see Kareem or Bill Russell play. But for some reason, this generation, you're being blasphemous saying LeBron.
Barkley also argued that there is an unspoken rule across basketball media. In his view, anyone who refuses to call LeBron James the greatest of all time immediately becomes a target for criticism. He suggested this is no laughing matter and claimed the reaction can be overwhelming. Mention Michael Jordan ahead of LeBron, and the debate quickly turns into a full-scale battle. High-profile commentators rush to defend their positions, while discussions dominate entire television shows for days. Barkley further claimed that challenging the influence of clutch sports can come with consequences, making some people think twice before speaking freely. He pointed to past moments when even slight comparisons involving Kobe Bryant sparked massive backlash online, and said strong opinions about LeBron have often triggered intense responses. According to Barkley, the conversation has shifted beyond healthy basketball debate and become an environment where pressure and public outrage shape the narrative. He believes many people now feel expected to repeat the same talking points or risk being pushed aside, and argues that countless fans continue to accept those narratives without ever questioning them. In his eyes, the discussion has reached a point where LeBron is routinely presented as the most complete player ever, while opposing viewpoints are dismissed almost immediately.
LeBron James, come into the studio. You ain't got nothing to do. The playoffs started yesterday. You got free time. I know you got to pick a coach and a general manager.
He's picking it?
Oh, I know you got to pick a. Just put that on the back burner. I'm speaking on behalf. I'm begging you on behalf of Ernie, Kenny. And
Which side he's going to sit on? This side or
Right here in the middle. He's going to sit right here in the middle.
Barkley continued by pointing to moments that, in his opinion, rarely receive the same level of attention during debates about LeBron's career. He argued that Ray Allen's unforgettable shot in the 2013 NBA Finals played a crucial role in preserving LeBron's championship run, yet discussions about finals records are often brushed aside. Comparisons between Michael Jordan's perfect 6 championships in 6 finals appearances and LeBron's 4 titles in 10 finals trips quickly become controversial, and Barkley believes anyone raising those points is immediately labeled a hater, out of touch, or simply dismissed. He then shifted his focus to what he described as the LeBron Protection Agency, claiming several well-known media personalities have built careers around constantly defending LeBron. Barkley specifically criticized Richard Jefferson, Kendrick Perkins, and others, arguing they consistently present arguments that favor LeBron regardless of the circumstances. He questioned Jefferson's commentary by claiming it often overlooks key facts, including the talented teammates LeBron played alongside during championship runs. Barkley also challenged the long-standing narrative that the 2016 Cleveland Cavaliers were overwhelming underdogs, pointing out that the team carried enormous financial resources and a championship-level roster. In Barkley's view, this is no longer objective basketball analysis but a pattern of commentary designed to strengthen LeBron's public image every time the conversation begins.
I'm starting to believe, I know LeBron get people traded, but I don't think he be knowing everything. Like, sometimes he be like, he probably don't care, bro. Like, to be real, like playing basketball, you really don't care about other people. You honestly don't. Mook, you know that.
No, we don't. But Brian, his situation a little different.
Barkley then turned his attention to Kendrick Perkins, arguing that the former NBA center completely changed his public stance after moving into television. He claimed Perkins once criticized LeBron openly but now consistently rushes to defend him whenever his legacy is questioned. Barkley also challenged Perkins' argument that LeBron competed against tougher opponents than Michael Jordan, saying it overlooks the fact that many critics view the Eastern Conference during much of LeBron's run as less competitive than previous eras. He did not stop there. Barkley also mentioned Channing Frye, accusing him of helping reinforce the same narrative whenever debates about LeBron's career arise. As an example, he pointed to comments suggesting the 2010 Boston Celtics were already past their prime, arguing that description ignored several important facts. Barkley noted that Kevin Garnett was still producing at a high level, averaging 14.3 points per game while earning All-Star recognition and an All-Defensive Team selection. In Barkley's view, examples like these show how certain stories are emphasized while others are minimized, creating a version of history that consistently favors LeBron whenever major legacy discussions take place.
I need to ultimately make the decision to come back. I needed to sit down with Dan face to face man to man. It was a straightforward conversation with no beating around the bush. He basically said, no matter what decision you make, we wanted to clear the ways. We wanted to clear the air, and to where we see each other in public or we see each other wherever. If I'm competing against you, we can always shake each other's hands and look at the fun times that we had in Cleveland while we were together, instead of focusing on the one night that kind of, everyone kind of focuses on.
Barkley kept building his case by pointing to the 2010 Boston Celtics, arguing they were far from an aging team that could simply be dismissed. He noted that Paul Pierce was still averaging 19 points per game, Ray Allen remained one of the league's most dangerous three-point shooters with 16.5 points a night, and Rajon Rondo was performing at an all-star level while leading the offense in his prime. According to Barkley, calling that roster washed up does not match what was happening on the court. He then compared that team to the 1999 Houston Rockets, where Hakeem Olajuwon was already 36 years old, Charles Barkley was 35 and battling injuries, and Scottie Pippen was dealing with serious back problems following surgery. Barkley argued that if any roster deserved to be described as past its peak, it was that Rockets team rather than the Celtics. In his opinion, too many television analysts continue pushing selective narratives that overlook important facts whenever LeBron's career is discussed. He believes those double standards have gone unchecked for far too long, and says it is time for basketball fans to question those arguments instead of accepting them without challenge.
I remember being in South Beach. I was at Red Steakhouse, and then I think Dwayne was down at Prime or somewhere else. And I'll never forget when he said, "I'm taking my talents to South Beach." You could hear the whole place, the city was like, all of a sudden everybody's out in the streets yelling and screaming. I went out in the street, I never forget.
So you didn't know until then?
I knew.
Oh, okay.
Man, there was no way that he could go up there and say, "I'm going to go to like New York or go to Chicago." He could have, but I had a good feeling that he was going to come to Miami.
Barkley argued that too many media personalities rewrite basketball history whenever the conversation turns to LeBron's legacy. He claimed some commentators described the 2007 San Antonio Spurs as being past their best, even though much of that championship core was still good enough to win another title in 2014. He also pointed to the 2011 Dallas Mavericks, saying their championship is often dismissed as pure luck while critics overlook LeBron's struggles, including an 8-point performance in one finals game. Barkley then turned to the 2015 Golden State Warriors, arguing that labeling them as an inexperienced team ignores the fact they finished the regular season with 67 wins. He also questioned comparisons involving the 2020 NBA Bubble Championship, claiming many fans continue debating whether that title should be viewed the same as every other championship in league history. Barkley then introduced what he described as his most controversial theory yet. He suggested the NBA's second apron rule may have been designed to limit the type of superstar influence LeBron had built over the years. According to Barkley, the league remained quiet when Miami assembled its star-powered roster and again when LeBron returned to Cleveland to help create another championship contender, but he believes the approach eventually changed as team building around superstar players continued to evolve.
Greatest play that I ever saw, it's the block because that's game 7. He's played every minute. It's the last possible game. It's the last possible minute. And he does an athletic feat of sprinting back. Split second late, that's a goaltending. This dude led the series in points, rebounds, blocks, assists, steal, in every category. And at the last minute, where he should be gassed, when I look at plays of any human being that have ever been done.
Barkley continued by arguing that when LeBron arrived in Los Angeles and once again pushed to assemble another star-filled roster, the league still made no major changes. Then, according to his view, everything shifted in 2023 with the introduction of the second apron rule. Barkley questioned whether that timing was truly a coincidence, suggesting the new restrictions reflected frustration from team owners who no longer wanted a single superstar carrying so much influence over roster decisions. He claimed organizations had grown tired of watching blockbuster trades, major free agent moves, coaching changes, and franchise direction become closely tied to one player's preferences. In Barkley's opinion, the second apron rule was never simply about creating competitive balance but about preventing that level of control from happening again. He then pointed to recent championship contenders as examples of a different approach, highlighting teams like Boston and Denver for relying on player development, smart drafting, and long-term roster building instead of chasing superstar combinations. Barkley believes that shift has created a more competitive NBA, giving more franchises a legitimate opportunity to contend while restoring greater competitive balance across the league.
I mean, get ready to start scoping the statue for LeBron outside of Crypto.com arena. That's what, okay? 40,000 points done in the Lakers uniform. Passing Kareem when he passed him up in the Lakers uniform. Winning an NBA championship in the Lakers uniform. Winning a Finals MVP in the Lakers uniform. What else can I say about the man? Go.
Barkley closed by arguing that he remains one of the few basketball voices willing to speak without worrying about public reaction or industry pressure. He believes he does not rely on clutch sports relationships, exclusive interviews with LeBron, or approval from loyal supporters to express his opinions. According to Barkley, that independence allows him to challenge popular narratives without hesitation, even when his comments spark major controversy. He insists he has no reason to adjust his views to satisfy television networks, league politics, or social media criticism. Whether he declares Michael Jordan the greatest player of all time, questions LeBron's role in building superstar teams, or criticizes the way certain players are covered by the media, Barkley says he is simply sharing what he genuinely believes. He argues that many analysts privately hold similar opinions but choose not to voice them because of the backlash they fear. In Barkley's view, the atmosphere changes whenever those conversations begin, with people becoming noticeably more cautious and reluctant to respond. He believes that hesitation speaks for itself, suggesting many are unwilling to publicly challenge the dominant narrative even when they disagree behind closed doors.